This is a guide of consulting production, choosing strategically every day, and how to know when to change strategic choices. If you are being successful, it's easy to tell. But if things aren't working quite the way you wanted, how do you avoid an endless muddling along, or even a much worse unfolding of events? Roger Martin has a very pragmatic and helpful way to avoid complacency and set a warning system. Let's listen to his advice.
When you make that strategy choice, you go through the process of generating possibilities, asking what would have to be true, and then picking on the basis of which of the possibilities do you believe the things that would have to hold true do hold true, right? And what I say is when you're done with that, take that chart that you produced for the what would have to be true for the one we chose and put it on the tack board in front of your desk. And every morning when you get to work, ask the questions, are the things that would have to hold true still holding true? And if so, just keep charging. And if not, you've just gotten an early warning that things are going to go off the rails, and you'd better rethink.
Keep yourself and your strategy in check. Maintain the conditions you tested somewhere visible. Do the same for strategic choices you made where you did not necessarily go through this process. Here are a couple more checks. Peter Drucker, years ago, said that every few years you must ask yourself a few questions. What is your mission and purpose? Is it still relevant? Or is your goal to lead the market of selling horses when people start wanting cars? Are you just plowing along a legacy business? Would you go into that market and start your business today? If not, you need to do something about it, possibly even exiting it. Number 3, are your goals still relevant? For example, if you set up to win a market, and then you do, your goals necessarily need to change. Every additional customer probably has a higher cost of acquisition for less marginal gains, and your resources will have to change with your goals. Finally, are your goals well defined? Be mindful of a common fallacy. Sometimes, if your goals are not being achieved, the problem might not be the execution, but how goals are defined. For instance, you can keep chasing a market that is maturing like you were when the industry was nascent and you were a startup. Your market share progress is probably not going to be that fast, and your gains decreasing or even marginal. At that time, you may not be able to win at all. So how would you answer some of these questions? A few last words of advice. Number 1, a plan is not strategy. You must make the right strategic choices and in a way that matters. Number 2, strategy is not a set of blinders. If important conditions change, you might have to change your choices or even your whole strategy. You do need to remain flexible. Mike Tyson once famously said, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. And some can hurt, a lot. But if you've done a hard and honest strategic work, and if your strategic conditions are still valid, you must persevere with your main choices. Finally, strategy is not necessarily different from execution. If you coach your team to think strategically and look at what they do with a strategic eye, they will continuously mold the future with the big picture in mind, catching and riding waves of opportunities as they emerge. In that sense, strategy and execution can be indistinguishable.
Do you have a good team with good people in your leadership and some up and coming managers? Make them even better. Teach them strategy. That is the best way to persevere on your strategy while remaining flexible. They will be your strategic filters on the field, soldiers and generals acting strategically every day to find the best outcomes. Faced with your occasional curveball, opportunities, or any important crossroads, your strategy savvy team will think and act strategically, solving problems, approaching different situations, finding and carrying out opportunities that will help your company win. Go for it. You will achieve your goals. Hi there, Luis Gato again. If you think you might need help facilitating the strategic decision process and coming up with choices, or teaching your team about strategy, please contact me using the email to your right. Thank you for watching these videos.
This is a Gato Consulting production. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. There are plenty of new videos coming up.